What's up, everybody, and welcome to the Bears Profit Plays YouTube channel. If you enjoyed the content in this video, be sure to like and subscribe to the channel below. Also, be sure to stick around to the end of this video for a quick message from our team. Let's get into the video. All right, Trey, let's break down some NBA picks for Wednesday, February 15th slate of games. Let's take a look at the leaderboard from last night before we get into tonight's picks. I'll have you start us off.
Yeah, a lot of 0 for zeros right now because all of our games are still going. Mine is the Clippers -7.5. I feel pretty good about it. Kawhi and PG should probably combine for 50 plus. I'm calling it for 53 points. So see me in the chat tomorrow whenever they hit that number.
Yeah, actually, you can tally me up for a loss because as of right now, the Magic just turned it over down by 10 almost on a 5-second call, basically, from the out of bounds. I had Magic on the road, obviously, against the Raptors plus 6.5. Close game throughout. Raptors just pulled away late. They lost by 10. Very angry at the way that game finished, but it is what it is. We're going to have a winning pick tonight. But let's look at our picks for tonight. Trey, how do you start us off?
Yeah, I'm going to pick a game that, might not be the biggest game on the board tomorrow, but I think it might be the most entertaining because it might possibly be the highest scoring. I'm going to go with the Jazz versus the Grizzlies. The Grizzlies are traveling to Memphis in what might be the toughest place to play. Grizzlies are 23-5 straight up at home, 17-10-1 ATS. And the Jazz have been struggling to win games on the road, 11-18, but have been covering Warriors with a 16-12-1 ATS record. So both teams should expect coming into this game to play a competitive one. In this matchup, the last few times the Jazz have covered every game, with the Jazz being 3-0 ATS in their last 3 games versus the Grizzlies. And I'm not picking a total side on this, but if you do like to bet totals, the over is definitely the right play. The over has hit 9 out of the last 10 times that these two teams have faced off, and usually by a wide margin. Now, 239.5 points is a lot, so I'm going to stay away from the total, but it's just something to definitely note. And the Jazz are one of the highest scoring offenses in the NBA, currently ranked 3rd in the NBA, scoring 117.7 points per game. But, on the defensive end, everyone is pretty much a defensive liability besides Walker Kessler. The Jazz allow the 6th most points per game defensively at 117.2. And the Grizzlies are probably the most well-balanced team in the NBA. Memphis is ranked 9th in scoring over 116 points per game. They're also ranked 8th in scoring defense, only allowing 112 points per game. And if you're looking for a good player prop, I would, probably go for Ja Morant over PRAs. In his last 5 games versus the Jazz, he has been putting up MVP-like numbers, 29.8 points per game, 8.8 assists, and with 6.4 rebounds as well. But Lauri, the finisher Markkanen, is probably going to be putting the team on his back in this matchup. Over the last 3 games versus the Grizzlies, those 3 games he's been on the Jazz. He's averaging 25 points, 9.3 rebounds, and 2.7 assists in those 3 games. And before I was doing my research, you can ask Bear. I said, I'm picking the Grizzlies game, and I'm going with the Grizzlies. But, looking at this line at 7, I'm not quite so sure. The Jazz are 5-1 ATS whenever they're 5 to 7 point underdogs this season, while the Grizzlies are 500 whenever they're 5 and 7 point favorites with a 5-5 ATS record. And the Jazz are also 5-1 ATS in their last 5 road games. So I think I'm going to go with the Jazz here because, the trends are good for it. And, my gut is good for it too, because I didn't quite feel confident with the Grizzlies plus this big of points. They've been struggling here of lately without Steven Adams. Their defense has been absolutely dreadful. Rebounding used to be the best in the NBA, and now they're struggling to control the offensive rebounds and the defensive rebounds, something that they thrived at. And I think the Jazz are having a lot of fun being matchup nightmares, putting Lauri at the small forward spot with damn near 7 feet tall. The Grizzlies are gonna have to put Jaren Jackson Jr. on him, and that's gonna open up a lot of openings for Kelly Olynyk and Walker Kessler in the post. I think it's gonna be barbecue chicken for whomever they put on him. If we're looking at last game out, one of those guys are gonna be guarded by Dillon Brooks unless they're putting Dillon Brooks on Markkanen, and I'm not so sure about that. So give me the Jazz to cover here, but I'm gonna go by a half point. I'm gonna go 7.5. I don't like to push, and I think that if they win this game, that'll be a surprise, but, the Jazz have been very competitive this season, so I think that they're gonna keep it close at the very least. So give me Utah to cover the 7.5 points going into the toughest place to play in Memphis.
Love it, Trey. I love that pick. For my pick tonight, I'm going to go with the Miami versus Nets game. and I'm going to take the under in this game. If you don't want the under, I get that. I don't really like taking totals either, but I like this one. I would go Miami if I wanted to side, but I like the under more tonight. And the reason I like the under, which I never do, is because both of these teams are now in the top 10 in scoring defense in the NBA this season. Miami has always been at the top. They rank second right now, giving up 108 points per game. And the Nets find themselves in the top 10 now as well. They are giving up 112.4 points per game, sitting at ninth in the NBA. We have talked about it on here how the Nets, by trading Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving, they have actually potentially gotten better and have picks for the future now. They now have a starting five that is long and lanky and can play better defense. They also happen to have spot-up shooters all over the place on the outside. They can be deadly if they make the playoffs, and it should be fun to watch if they do make the playoffs. But with this trade, they now have Mikal Bridges, Dorian Finney-Smith, and Dinwiddie to go alongside Nick Claxton down low in the paint. Long guards and a fourth down low, sending away shots. Miami has the worst offense in the NBA this season, and it's going to be tough to get going on offense for the Miami in this game against the Nets. For Miami on defense, well, they rank second in the NBA, like I said, so the Nets might have gotten better on defense, but you can't just replace Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving on the offensive side of the ball. I just don't see a lot of points being scored in this game, so I'm going to take the under in this matchup. So 2 picks for tonight. Guys, that'll do it for our NBA picks and predictions for February 15th slated games. If you guys enjoyed the content, please be sure to drop a like on this video and subscribe to the channel below. We'll see you guys next video, and thanks for watching. Just want to let everyone know that while we do give out free picks, plays, and predictions on our YouTube channel, we also have a website for you to check out. On our website, bearsprofitplays.com, you can subscribe to the website absolutely free with an email and gain access to our written articles about upcoming sporting events. If you're really looking to make some cash, we have an option to become a member of our website. If you become a member, you will gain access to our Locks of the Week, which are written articles that go in depth as to why we are picking that particular outcome. As of now, our member plays have been red hot, hitting over 60% of our plays. If you don't want to become a member, it's no sweat. We are here to try and make you guys some money. That's our main goal. So come on over to bearsprofitplays.com and subscribe for free. Check us out, follow our free picks, and see for yourself that our member plays are a great investment for you. Thanks for watching.